Would you allow me to share my screen, please? Okay. Okay, thank you for the times. Hi, everyone. Woohoo, Indonesia. And who doesn't know about Indonesia? We all know that some of the people present here are friends from Indonesia, including me. I'm Ida from Jakarta, Indonesia. Good evening, everyone. And the actual distance from Indonesia to Canada is approximately around 12,452 kilometers, which is, if you fly by air travel, approximately 22 hours from Toronto and 18 hours from Vancouver, Canada. And the area of Indonesia is around 1,905 million kilometers square, and with a population of around 276.4 million, according to a survey conducted in 2021. With the capital city of Indonesia is Jakarta until now, before finally being moved to Borneo. At this time, actually, I will not discuss or present about Jakarta or Indonesia, but I would like to present one of the culture that exists in one area of Indonesia. It's a Javanese culture. And the culture is, and you can see from the picture, it's a wayang kulit, or we can call it a shadow puppet. And this art, which is very popular in East and Central Java, is played by dalang as the narrator of the dialogue of wayang character who are behind a white screen or screen, while behind it is highlight an electric lamp or an oil lamp, like we call it blencong. Wayang kulit takes place accompanied by gamelan music by a group of nayaga, which is a person or group of people who have special expertise in playing the gamelan, together with a pesinden or a woman performing songs to accompany the gamelan orchestra. Next, the culture is wayang orang. We call it a puppet people. Wayang orang or wayang wong is a puppet that is played by using people as characters in the wayang story, not only in the form of dance, but the actors in wayang orang also perform dialogue in a story that contains moral. The third is batik. You can see a grandmother make a batik. There are various definitions given by the experts. One of the definitions of batik is the technique of decorating clothes or testicles using wax in the dyeing process, all of which are done by hand. As we can see from the picture is batik tulis. The fourth is keris. Keris is stabbing weapon of the dagger class originating from Java, which has various cultural functions. The shape is distinctive and easy to distinguish from other sharp weapons because it is asymmetrical at the base, which is widened. Then often the blade is winding, and many of them have damascene, that is, you can see the bright metal coating fibers on the blades. In the past, the keris served as a weapon in a duel or war, as well as the complementary object to offerings. And in today is used, the keris is more of an accessories only, or agaman in clothing, has a number of culture symbols, or become a collection object that is judged in terms of aesthetics. Next is gamelan. Gamelan is a form of musical ensemble that refers to the unity of musical instruments that are sounded together. The word gamelan comes from the Javanese word gamel, which means to beat or hit, which is then followed by the ending "an," so that it means a noun. The last is kebaya. Kebaya is a type of upper garment traditionally worn by women in Southeast Asia, especially in Indonesia or Mid-Java. Kebaya is clothing that from the past until now is still often used by Indonesian women. The use of kebaya today is not limited to certain tribes and cultures. This kebaya is worn by all groups. Both noble women and ordinary people use as everyday clothing or when there are certain events. The complementary clothing of this kebaya is a cloth with a stiff texture or often called a kamben. To cover the chest, a long cloth with a stagen that is wrapped around the abdomen. At certain events, kebaya clothes use a series of pinti combined with a long cloth with a batik pattern. Then the hair is put in a bun and beautified with jewelry from earrings, rings, necklace, bracelets, and fans. Patience and gentleness are the meaning stored in the kebaya. If observed closely, kebaya piece always follow the shape of the body. This means that Javanese women are required to be able to adapt and take care of themselves wherever they are. I think that is my presentation. Back to you, Mr. Lauren. Thank you.